Good morning, students. In this video, we will discuss what is a normalization. Before introducing what is normalization, I want to introduce what is the need for normalization. Meaning is that if we does not have any normalization, what are the problems we will face, we will discuss. Then we will discuss what is a normalization and how to do the normalization and what are the various types of normalizations and how to construct the candidate key. All these things we will discuss in the coming videos. Okay, so first let me discuss what is the need for normalization. If you see this table, I have taken some employee table which consists of attributes like employee id, employee name, department, manager, this is manager, okay, and the block number. If you see that I have taken some 8 employees whose names are from X to E and they are working usually in 3 departments. One is HR department, finance and technical, and the manager list I have given. If you see that from employee 1 to employee number 4, they all are working in the HR department and the manager is also same and they are working in the same block number. Whether it is creating any problem or not, it is a redundancy data, means the duplicate data. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? It is a duplicate data, so we will call this one as data redundancy. Are you able to understand? It is a data redundancy. Now, if you can ask me, sir, what is the problem we will face if we have data redundancy? One problem is that storage is the problem, because if you are storing the redundant data, you are wasting your storage space. Then you can ask me, sir, we have 1 TB of hard disk, 512 GB of hard disk. Why should we worry about the storage? But we will face the other problems if we have data redundancy. Okay, so what are those problems we will discuss now. First problem is insertion problem or insert anomaly. Okay, we can call it as insert anomaly and deletion anomaly and update anomaly. We can call it as an anomaly or a problem. If we have data redundancy, then we will have insert anomaly, we have deletion anomaly, and then we have update anomaly. Okay, what are those anomalies we will discuss now with this example. Then lot of people who know about the insertion, deletion and updation, they can easily find out, but anyway let me discuss about what is this insertion anomaly. Let's take that I want to create another department called IoT department. In my organization, I want to create a department called IoT. If I create a department called IoT, then what will be the employee name? Right now there are no employees, so it will be a null value. If there are no employees, what is the employee ID will be given? Null. And the manager also is null. And the block number is also empty or null. So whenever you want to create a new department which does not consist of any employees, then it will become null. Then you can ask me, sir, I want to do in the reverse way. First I want to create the employees, then I will create the department. Let's take it. You have created an employee whose name is some. Let's take that you have created an employee called 9. ID 9 and whose name is X. You have not fixed him department. If you does not fix him department, even this will be null. Manager will be null and the block number is also null, because in which block he is working we don't have. So if you have the duplicate entries, we will have this updation anomaly, insertion anomaly we will have. What is this insertion anomaly? If you are creating an employee ID, new employee with new employee ID with a name called X, we are not assigning any department, then this will be null. If we want to do in reverse, first I want to create the department, then the employee's information is null. So this problem we will call it as insertion anomaly or insertion problem. Now what is the deletion anomaly? Listen carefully. What is the deletion anomaly is, let's take that someone has asked me that delete the employee ID 5. Delete the employee ID 5. So if I am deleting the employee ID 5, entire information, his ID will be lost from the database, his name will be removed, his department finance and Raju 2, everything will be deleted. Next, they have asked me to delete the entry for employee ID 6. Meaning is that they both left the organization. 5 we have removed. 6 is also removed from the organization, or he left voluntarily. Then what will happen? If you see this data after the deleting the employee ID 5 and 6, then what you can observe? You can observe one thing, that previously there are 3 departments. One is HR department, finance department and technical department. But if you see now, after deleting the 2 entries with the employee ID 5 and 6, there is no finance department. If the employees have lost, or if you remove the employees, we will not remove the department. Department will be still existing in the organization. So this is the problem with the duplicate entries. So that problem we will call it as a deletion anomaly. I hope you have understood what is a deletion anomaly. Or let's take in another example. Okay, in a institute or in any university, in some department, let's take that in CSE department, 60 students are there, including first year, second year, third year and fourth year. In the database, what you have done, you have asked all the students to leave the institute, or they have left the institute. They does not like the department, so they left the institute. If you have such entries, what will happen? Even CSE department will be removed from this one. But we don't want to remove the department. We just want to, whether the students have left or you have asked the students to leave. But if you have like this, even the department information will be lost. That I don't want. So that problem we call it as a deletion anomaly. And the next update anomaly is, let's take that they have, let's take that previous manager is Ravi. Now the new manager came as Rakesh. So the new manager has appointed for the HR department is Rakesh. I asked someone to update this information because previously Ravi is working as a manager. Now the new person is taken as a charge as Rakesh. So we has updated Rakesh here, like this. And he forgot to update for the employee ID 4, who is working in HR department, his manager ID is still, manager information is still Ravi. Now what is this problem? If he has lot of entries, out of those entries he has updated few values and he has forgot to update few entries, then what is this problem will be? If you do like this problem we will call it as an updation anomaly. Then you can ask me, what is the problem, sir? He forgot only updating this entry. Then what is the problem? Now if you ask that what is the who is the manager for the department HR, in this entry it is saying Rakesh, in this entry it is saying Ravi. Are you able to understand? Here it is written that HR department manager is Rakesh. Here it is written that HR department manager is Ravi. So this one we will call it as data inconsistent. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? This one we will call it as a data inconsistent. So this problem will happen because of the updation anomaly. So if you see that all these problems came because of duplicate data. Okay. So how can we eliminate the duplicate data? We will discuss now. So there we will get the normalization. So the normalization, what is meant by normalization is, so remember one thing, lot of people will think that if I have the normalization, I will remove the entire data redundancy. Please don't think like that. Normalization will minimize the data redundancy, but it will not eliminate the data redundancy. How? I will discuss now. Please remember again, normalization will reduce the data redundancy, but it will not eliminate the data redundancy. Is it clear? Suppose now what is meant by normalization means, we will try to split the single table into multiple small tables. Okay, so how it is we will see now. Let's take the same table. If I write it in two separate tables, employee ID name, employee name, and the department is one table. Another table consists of department, okay, manager and block. Now how it will looks, there will be, so I will erase this part so that you can understand. Okay, employee is 1, 2, 3, 4, there is 7 8. Employee name is XYZADE is there, and the department is HR, and this is technical and technical. Okay, and what is the department? It is the HR department. Manager is Rakesh. Okay, manager is Rakesh, and the block number is 1. And the next one is technical department is Ramesh, block number is 3. So now what I have done, the large table I have split it into 2 tables. Okay, now if you see that, you can ask me, that's what my point is. If you see that, sir, again this HR is repeating and here the technical is repeating. So that's what I want to say, that it will not eliminate the data redundancy. It will try to minimize the redundancy. Okay. Now, how can we solve the what is called updation problem, updation anomaly? Suppose if someone has asked the HR department manager has changed it to some Sachin. Okay, so now if you see that, if you previously there was a Rakesh, I want to change it to Sachin. I just simply changed it as here. Then there is no problem because I need to update only one entry. I have updated here, so there is no problem. Okay. Now similarly, if I want to delete this employees from the technical department, then I will just remove this employee ID with 7 and 8. But still there is a department called technical department is still there, but there are no employees. Even deletion anomaly we have eliminated. Okay. Now let's take that insertion anomaly. I want to create a department called IoT department. These values will be null, but as there is no employees, we will not create any entries in the employee table. So if you see that, as I have splitted the single table into 2 tables, I have reduced the data redundancy and I have able to solve this insertion anomaly, deletion anomaly and updation anomaly. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is the problem with the large table. So that's why people will not go for the, so you can ask us, sir, we have an entire organization. For the entire organization, why can't we create a single table? If we create a single table, writing the queries on the table is easy. If we have multiple tables, then what will happen? This one will act as a foreign key for this one. So using the join operations only, I can retrieve the data from the multiple tables. But retrieving it is okay, no problem, because you have join operations. But if you have a single table, you will face all these problems. Okay, I hope you have understood what is the need for normalization and what are the problems if you does not go for the normalization. Okay, thank you so much.